in that matchup there. All right, let's go ahead and slide into some college basketball. A couple important games today. And I'll tell you what, how exciting is this Auburn team? We got Auburn taking on Kentucky, 2:20 Eastern tip-off at the Sprint Center. Kentucky opened the betting as the 2.5-point favorite, total at 144 and a hook. And since those markets opened this one up, really surprising here, as good as Auburn's been playing, because we saw a 2-point move toward Kentucky. They're up to -4.5. We also saw a 3.5-point move downward on the total, down to 141. Really confusing line moves for me here. I don't know, I guess I'm just a square. I wasn't really seeing that. I wouldn't have been able to predict that either. But once again, Kentucky opened 2.5 up to -4.5. Total open 144 to hook, down to 141 even. 56% are leaning Auburn, 65% shaded toward the over. Right now the Tigers are plus 175 on the money line. I'll tell you what, how can you not root for the Tigers? They're 7-2 against the spread in their last 9. They're 22nd in scoring and 21st in shooting the 3-ball in the country. A couple more things to add about Auburn. They are 4-2 against the spread when catching the points this year. They're 12-5 against the number after 4 or less days off. Really doing a good job against the number under short rest. And they are 2-0 against the spread in their couple of games that tipped off at the current number. Now, Kentucky on their side of things, they've covered just 6 out of their last 15 after 4 or less days off. So they haven't responded all that well against a number under short rest. Kentucky also ranks 124th in the country in defending the 3-ball, which is bad news for them. They've also covered just 4 out of their last 9 ball games, and they're 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 taking on Auburn if you're into historical trends. Now, total-wise, Auburn is 4-0 to the over in their last 4, 7-3 to the over in their last 10. I got to do it. I mean, I don't know if they'll win outright, but they got to keep this thing close. I like Auburn +5 after buying the 0.5 point. And the over 141 in that matchup there. All right, our second game, it is going to be Sparty Duke, 5:05 Eastern tip-off at the Capital One Arena. The Blue Devils open -3, total 153.5. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing a slight fade of Duke when it comes to the spread. We're also seeing movement downward on the total as well, -2 and 151. So once again, Duke open -3, down to -2. Total open 153.5, down to 151. 53% are leaning Michigan State. 51% shaded toward the over. At the moment, Sparty is plus $1.25 on the money line. Now, Sparty ranks 61st in points allowed on the road. They're also just 1-9 straight up in their last 10 versus Duke. If you're into historical trends, Michigan State has failed to cover in 2 out of their last 4 when catching the points. They've also failed to cover in 1 out of their last 2 at the current point spread. They're just 2-2 against the number in their games as the official road underdog this year. Now, Duke on the other side, they rank 8th in college basketball in scoring. They also rank 2nd in offensive rebounding. They're 9-1 straight up in their last 10 ball games, and they're ranking 13th in defensive field goal percentage. We're looking at 39% in that category there. Very, very good on the Duke side. Now, total-wise, Duke is 14-6 to the under in their last 20. Michigan State 4-1 to the under in their last 5. I'm going to lean Duke Blue Devils -2 and the under 151 in that matchup there. All right, let's go ahead and slide into some hockey action. And we're going to begin with the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Penguins. 5 o'clock Eastern puck drop in the Steel City. Pittsburgh opened $1.55, total 5.5. And we're seeing movement on both the money line and the total in this matchup here. We're actually seeing a nickel fade of Pittsburgh on their home ice. We're also seeing movement upward on the total as well. -150 and 6 flat. So once again, Pittsburgh open 155 down to -150. Total open 5.5 up to 6 flat. 66% of the consensus is leaning toward Pittsburgh. 68% of the consensus